Well, hey there, happy day 1074 of What's She Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, worrying about my lights a little bit. Maybe that's just to my eyes that they look funny, but they seem pretty funny. I'll have to play with them or have my daughter help me set them up properly since she's a photographer. I think she could help me more, right? Anyway, today, change makes me get choked up. I've actually coughed through a couple of my videos and I'm like, what the heck? Every time I'll get right in the middle, and when you get that little tickle in your throat, you go, you have to cough. There's no way about it, or you'll have tears running down your cheeks. Had those, and I'm like, okay, well, it's not that big a change. Just got my hair chopped. It's a little more into this century, which for me has been a struggle since I've been stuck in the 1980s for a long, long time in many areas and aspects and respects of my life. So today, what do we do? What are we talking about? Supersize your business. Two heads are better than one. Doing about 100 days of Proverbs. I got to, and I think I talked about this a few days ago. Been doing an idiom a day since I knew I had to move as part of my divorce. I started to have to pack up and do things, and I ran across a little book with 600 plus idioms in it, and I'm like, well, I love words, I like language, I like idioms. I think it's fun to learn. When I was younger, I used to do like a word of the day, and then it was, a word of the week, and then I forgot about words and just, ran through my life for a couple of decades and discovered I'm really interested in what things mean and where they came from. And so I started just as a filler fun thing for Supersize Your Business to serve my business customers and show them that there's always ways we can grow even when we're feeling stuck and we don't want to change. I started just looking up and researching what's the meaning of a particular idiom, and where did it come from? What does it mean? Where did it come from? And how could I tie it to my business or to growing a business right now? And I did the entire book. At first I was just going to do it for a while I was moving, and then I kind of got hooked on it, and then I set myself a challenge to do the whole book, because some idioms and some sayings are extremely difficult to tie to a business meaning or to make them mean something for business. So once I got through the book, there were lots of them. There's 640 or 50. Even though it said over 600, there were a lot. And it turns out there's like 25,000 different idioms in the English language alone. So I could continue to do idioms probably until I die, and I still wouldn't run out of them. But I was looking for them. Once I ran out of the book, I was going through a big dictionary, and it had everything in it. Every word, every thing. And I got like to the A's, and I'm like, all right, I don't know which ones of these I've done and I haven't done. So this isn't really working for me. So then for some reason, I was looking up after the holidays Proverbs, and I'm what are the top 10 Proverbs, then the top 50, then the top 100. And I thought, well, this is kind of interesting. Some of them I've already covered in the past, 600, almost 700 days, but some of them I haven't. But it's still a good place to start in terms of common and really impactful for most of us. Or it was interesting, as I was going through the top 100, there was maybe one that I really don't think I've heard of before. And so I thought, okay, well, that means there's some that if I haven't heard of them and I've been looking into them, there's a whole lot of these that probably other people haven't experienced or heard. So today's was two heads are better than one. I actually love this expression because it reminds me that I don't have to do everything myself, that I can ask for help, that I can get help, that I can team up with other people, whether it's in joint ventures or partnerships or just for a short-term project or a long-term project, or relationships are all two heads are better than one, right? If two people are working toward the same goal, we're always going to get a better result than if I'm just doing it all by myself. Working with some clients that are solopreneurs that are really struggling because they need to take that leap to the next level of having other people help them, but they're pushing back on, there's a lot of different reasons we don't want to involve other people with us. We are afraid to ask for help because we're afraid they'll reject us or say no. We don't want to bother people. We don't think we're good enough or that we deserve to get help, or because we think that we're perfect and we can do it better ourselves. And why would we take the time and energy to teach other people how to do it? All kinds of false beliefs, of course, that we don't know our beliefs. They're just our beliefs or the way we were raised or the experiences that we've had that lead us to believe we have to do things all by ourselves. Not only is it lonely, and not necessarily lonely, but it's a heck of a lot more work, right? There's so much more that can be accomplished when we join up with other people than if we try to do everything ourselves. So two heads are better than one was our proverb for today. And again, it was in John Haywood's collection of, I don't think it's called collection of, but his collection of phrases and idioms and proverbs from 1546. Well, of course, appeared in scripture, ECC 4:9, as well as in the Iliad, Homer's The Iliad. I think it was book 10. So it's been around for centuries and centuries and centuries, right? Since, 8th or 7th century BC is when Homer wrote the Iliad. So it's been around and in use. Of course, it wasn't in English, but in English since 1546 and beyond. But it appeared in other languages prior to that. So humanity and people have known for a long time that we can accomplish a lot more when we join forces with someone else than when we try to do everything by ourselves. Fun challenge today was about messiness and neatness. So that was right up my alley. And then our centering challenge, all about you, the challenge for 2021. And I'm going to admit, it's only 6 days into it, but it is one I am personally a little uncomfortable with and struggling with just a little bit. Why? Because it's a lot of things that have to do with our center, with our core, with the things that are really important to us. And so as I'm going through the things, now today's was an easy one. It was about the things that don't necessarily contribute to the universe, like art and things like that, and friendship, but they are necessary for our survival. So people might say, well, I don't have to have friends. I can do it all myself. I don't need two heads are better than one. I can just do everything myself. I can be alone. I got this. And yeah, you can. It's a lot more fun if you've got friends and other people and human connection. We know from science and scientific studies that human connection is absolutely vital to our survival. It might not be essential in terms of we could literally live and survive on our own, but it's imperative for our actual survival that we have those things, that they're a part of our world and a part of our lives and a part of our universe. So that was an interesting one. So the daily challenges are fun, but I am totally missing the Get Up and Go challenge. Last year, I did a very purposeful, systematic series of challenges, 30-plus day challenges around the SOAP framework, which is all about changes and challenges in all the different areas and aspects of our life. And I don't know if I can go until February 1st before I start it again, because I personally am really missing it. It added an element of structure and direction to my life that I'm creating without the challenge, but I really loved the challenge component of it. And the accountability, it made me hold myself accountable at a level that, yeah, we hold ourselves accountable and we have to make commitments to ourselves and do what we say we're going to do. But it just added that extra element of pressure, not in positive pressure, eustress, not de-stress, to my efforts moving forward in my life. And 2020 was the perfect year to use that and do that to keep moving forward. And I'm just feeling like 2021 may be more of the same, and I need to continue with that structure. And it's fun and comfortable for me, and I think it's helpful to other people as well. At least that's what they tell me. So why would I not want to continue doing that? What else have I got going on? I have not worked at all on the Challenge Summit. Like I said, the Get Up and Go challenge was keeping me focused on putting pieces and elements together. And so I don't know if I've lost my desire to do that, or if I'm just on the holidays have gotten me messed up my schedule so much that I'm working back into things that I really want to commit to for 2021. So how are you doing? How's the first week of the year treating you? Curious about that. If you need help with anything and you're struggling, whether it's your business or, I guess, not really a life coach, but I tend to talk a lot about mindset and things that affect our entire life, not just our businesses. Hit me up in the comments below and ask. Sometimes we just need that one person that we can ask a question to that's not going to judge us, that doesn't really have a vested interest in the outcome, but that can help us to take the next step, know what that next step is, and keep moving in the direction we want to move with our life. That's it. Have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow to let you know what I'm doing as I transition from the brick and mortar world, in the corporate world, to the online world. Have a fantastic day. Bye. Take care.